For this video, I'm going to be talking about how exactly our thoughts and emotions create our reality. And well, I don't necessarily like saying create because it's already created. It's just about aligning. It's just about your frequency. So think about it as a radio station and how you can only hear the station that you're tuned into. So you're only going to experience the reality that your frequency is tuned into. Okay? So let's jump right on into it. So, for starters, it's understanding that you are manifesting your reality 24/7. You're always manifesting. It's nothing you have to try to do. It's nothing you have to pay for a course or pay for a book or get a manifesting coach. None of that. You're already manifesting. It's understanding how you're manifesting so you can benefit from it, to actually align with the reality that you desire. So it's understanding that thoughts is energy. Thoughts is frequency. It's understanding that you are more than this human experience. You are connected to the infinite cosmos. So everything is energy and information. That's what I want you to understand. So it's realizing that the thoughts that you entertain the most becomes your belief system. You know, your thoughts with charged emotion. So your thoughts and emotions, the stronger the emotion, the more imprinted it becomes in your reality. So you got to think about how much emotion you're putting into hating your reality and hating your circumstances and hating yourself. It's a lot of strong emotions there. And a lot of the times we keep that on a loop. We keep our current circumstances on a loop, or past trauma, or things that we don't desire. People that we hate, circumstances that we hate, we keep that on a loop. And so that becomes our belief system. That becomes our perspective on reality. That affects our actions, our habits. So it's understanding in order for your reality to change, it starts with changing the way you think. Changing that radio station you on, changing that frequency so you can align with a different reality. It's all about what you are convinced to be true, your belief systems. Okay? So the things that you are believing to be true about yourself and your reality is what you're going to experience. The things that you assume to be true affects your behavior, affects your habits. So if you believe that life is a struggle and you have to struggle and earn and prove your worth, and you have to, that's what your reality is going to be. It's your assumptions, it's the definitions, it's your beliefs that's creating your experience. So a lot of people believe that they're not worthy, that they're not good enough, that I'm not smart enough. Whatever you're believing and accepting to be true about yourself, it's going to affect the way you behave, your actions, your habits. So it's analyzing how you feel about yourself and how you thinking about yourself and your reality. Paying attention to what you believe in to be true. The definitions you put in it towards your life. Like, oh, if I don't accomplish this by this age, that means I'm failing. Or this means I'm late or I'm behind. Why are we putting that definition to it? Because once you expand your awareness and your consciousness, you understand that everything is created for you. Everything is working out for you. God wants you to win. The universe wants you to win. Your higher self wants you to win. Nothing is against you. Everything is divinely orchestrated in your favor. It's choosing the perspective that's going to uplift you instead of looking at it through the lens of a victim. It's like you got to stop thinking like a human and start thinking like a god. Even if you can't see the blessing right then, know that it's working out for you. And that's where the real work comes in. That's where the real work is required. When your reality is looking like what the fuck, but you keeping the mindset and mentality that this is working out for me. This is unfolding for me. I may not recognize it right now, but I know everything is always working for me. It's keeping your mindset in higher consciousness regardless of the appearance. Because your imagination is key. Your emotions is what's key. So if you can imagine the reality you desire and feel it as if it's true, it's done. It's done. It's done. Constantly reminding yourself of that. Studying enough about your consciousness, awareness, and imagination until you believe it to be true, baby. It's brainwashing yourself to shift those thoughts, to shift those beliefs, to shift that identity. Because reality is reflecting your internal state. Reality is reflecting you, your frequency, your attitude, the things that you're convinced to be true, the things that you believe to be true, is what your reality is responding to. And a lot of the times we try to change our reality by changing the job, by changing where we live, by changing that relationship, by changing our productivity, by getting more degrees. We try to change the outside. Not realizing that it's your internal state that's affecting the outside, baby. You are the universe. So your internal state is what's affecting your reality. So you want your reality to change, you have to shift your internal state, shift your frequency, shift your identity, shift your belief system. Okay? So I want to start with the introduction of this book. Joey Dispenza do a great job of breaking down exactly what I'm talking about, how your thoughts and emotions create your reality. This book really explains how everything you need is within you. And at first I couldn't understand that because I'm like, what the fuck y'all mean? Everything I need $1 million. That ain't in me. I need community. I need stability. I need security. Not realizing, baby, it is within you. It's the illusion that you have that separates you from your God power. You believe that you're only this human experience when you are an infinite cosmic being. The universe is within you. The universe is responding to you. So by shifting your thoughts and shifting your identity and shifting your attitude, which are all things that's within you, is how you shift your reality. So everything you need is within you. The safety you're looking for, the approval you're looking for, the security you're looking for, the love you're looking for, the validation you're looking for, is all within you. So I'm gonna start with the introduction, just highlighting some of the things in this book that really made me say, wow. So he starts by explaining the introduction, which is we are not linear beings living linear lives, but we are not linear beings living linear lives, but dimensional beings living dimensional lives. So that's why I said you're not necessarily creating your reality. It already exists on another dimension, in another parallel reality. It's aligning your frequency with that reality. It says you already have all the anatomy, chemistry, physiology you need to become supernatural, sitting within you, waiting to be awakened and activated. That's what we mean by everything is already in you. Everything you need is within you. It's just waiting to be awakened and activated. Waiting for you to stop thinking like a human and start thinking like a god. Waiting for you to release that victim mentality. Nobody's coming to save you. It's on you to save you. It's you versus you, baby. Your enemy is your biggest enemy. It's you versus you. So it's releasing that victim mentality and being accountable for yourself and your life and your thoughts and your habits. Being accountable. It's on you to get you where you want to be. So he goes to explain this study that he had with his students, and he's explaining how they're able to change their biology during meditation. Okay? So they increase the order in their nervous system, which helps them become very clear about a future they desire to create. And they're able to hold that intention independent of the conditions in their external environment. So when you're able to increase the order in your nervous system, and you do that by slowing down your brain waves to get out of survival mode. And getting clear with the life that you desire to live. Getting clear on your intentions. Who you desire to be and the life that you desire to live. Get clear on that. Visualize that. Feel that to be true, regardless of your external experiences. Because your mind do not know the difference. Your subconscious mind do not know the difference between imagination and reality. That's why a lot of times you manifest in worst case scenario, because that's what you're thinking about the most. Oh, it's going to happen like this. And what if this happened? And what if this? And oh my God. And see, I told you it was going to happen like this. I told you I was going to fail. I told you I was going to. It's because you're replaying that constantly on your head and feeling it to be true. Then he goes to explain, we know that it takes a clear intention, which is a coherent brain, and an elevated emotion, which is a coherent heart, to begin to change a person's biology by living in the past to living in the future. The combination of mind and body, of thoughts and feelings, also seems to influence matter, and that's how you create reality. I'm going to read that again. We know that it takes a clear intention and an elevated emotion to begin to change a person's biology from living in the past to living in the future. That combination of the mind and body, of thoughts and feelings, also seems to influence matter. And that's how you create reality. So if you're going to truly believe in the future that you are imagining with all your heart, let's make sure it's open and fully activated. So it's getting to a point where you're regulating your internal state, and it's independent of the conditions of your current reality. Your circumstances don't matter. Nothing in life comes with a definite meaning. Reality just is what it is. Life is just, it is what it is. But through your perspective, through your trauma, through your lens, you're telling yourself that, oh, this means that. You're giving reality definitions based off your trauma, your perspective, your identity, your mindset, your attitude. That's why they always say we never see reality as it is. We see reality through the lens of our mind, through the lens of our trauma, through our own perspective. So you're never seeing reality for what it is. And so if you can release the attachment to this 3D reality, putting your energy on your internal state more than you focus on the external state, that's how you become supernatural. That's how you shift your reality, baby. Okay. So he goes to explain the autonomic nervous system, the system that maintains health and balance. It is this subconscious system that gives us our health and gives life to our body. He says, once we know how to gain access to this system, which is through meditation and slowing down your brain waves, we can not only make health better, but we can also transform unwanted self-limiting behaviors, beliefs, and habits into more productive ones. So it starts by having a coherent mind and a coherent heart. So which is a stable mind and a stable heart, getting out of survival mode, regulating your nervous system. And you do these things through meditation, through grounding, raising your frequency, taking care of your body. And he said, so they taught their students that they can create a coherent heart. Their hearts create a measurable magnetic field that projects beyond their body. That magnetic field is an energy, and that energy is a frequency. And all frequency carries information. And that's what I was speaking on about your thoughts and emotions being energy and frequency. It's all carrying information that's speaking to the universe. Your thoughts, your emotions, your identities, your response to reality. A lot of the times we're not even responding, we just reactive because we've been in a long state of survival mode. And living in a long state of survival mode, you start to identify more with matter. You become more matter. You shrink your magnetic field through the creative energy of source and the cosmos, and you start thinking like an animal, instinct, survival. And so it's getting out of that survival state to expand your magnetic field, to tap in with the creative energy of source. All right. He says, we are bound by an invisible field of light and information that influences us and others. Your energy and frequency is affecting people that you're around, and you are affected by the people that you are around. So it's very important to be mindful of the kind of people you hanging around, the kind of conversations you entertaining, the kind of TV you watching, music you listening to. All of this is affecting you. Whether you believe it or not, it's happening. So it says, everything in our material universe is always emitting light and information, including you. When you are living in survival mode under the burden of the hormones of stress, you draw from this invisible field of energy and turns it into chemistry. And as you do so, the field around your body shrinks. When more light is emitted, there's more energy and hence more life. When a person has less light and information surrounding their body, they are more matter and thus emit less vital energy. Extensive research proves that the body cells in various systems communicate not only by the chemical interaction we're familiar with, but also by a field of coherent energy, which is light, that carries a message, which is information, that causes the environment within and all around the cells to give instructions to other cells and biological systems. So he's explaining that research has shown that our genes and our cells and our body is also affected by the way we think and by the way we feel, because it's all information. It's all frequency and vibration. So he's saying that it's not only affected by our environment, but it's also, hold on, I messed up. It's not only communicating with the chemicals that we're familiar with, but it's communicating, causing our environment around our cells to change. So, like I said, so it's understanding that your thoughts, your emotions hold light and information, and that light and information is influencing your environment and also influencing your genes, your cells. He says, because I be losing where I'm at. So other centers in your body besides the heart are also under the control of the autonomic nervous system. Again, that nervous system controls our health. It's subconsciously taking care of our body. So it says, so moving from the beta brain waves, which is where the thinking brain is constantly analyzing and putting attention on the outside world. So beta brain waves is focused on the outside world. So it's shifting from beta waves to alpha waves, which indicates you're calmly placing more attention on the inner world. So going from beta, your outer world, to alpha, your inner world. That's the key. By consciously slowing down your brain waves, you can more readily reprogram the autonomic nervous system, which is in control of your self-limiting beliefs, behaviors, and habits. He goes to explain how gene expression is changeable once you begin to think, act, and feel different. How you think, act, and feel creates your personality, which creates your personal reality. So that creates your perspective, how you think and how you act, how you feel. You have the ability to change those things and shift your identity and be who you desire to be. That's why a lot of people talk about becoming what you want to attract. Because you literally have to think from that space, act from that space, feel from that space. You have to become the vibration of what you desire. And what I mean by that, because it's not necessarily the house, car, and relationship that you desire. It's the feeling from that thing. It's the feeling you think that thing is going to give you. So why do you really want that relationship? To feel what? Why do you really want that business or that job? To feel what? Why do you really want that house or that car? To feel fulfilled, satisfied, happy, joy, peace, bliss. And if you can visualize it in your imagination and tell yourself it is done and move like it's done. See, a lot of people in the spiritual community got y'all convinced that all it takes is thinking different, meditating, and it's just going to fall out the sky. Just be in flow and allow, and you don't have to lift a finger. That's BS, baby. It takes work and effort to shift your identity, to shift your beliefs, to shift your mindset. Then you take inspired action. It's followed by the inspired action. What is the person in your desired reality? What do they do? How do they live? How do they take care of their body? How do they think? How do they act? It's moving with the intent that I'm already in my desired reality, so let me live from that space. And letting your actions and habits align with that. So it's not just thinking and it's gonna fall out the sky. You have to act as if as well. You have to think as if, you have to feel as if, and you have to act as if. Because too many people, I think, using spirituality as a way, they think it's the quickest way to escape the work, to escape effort. Oh, I can just manifest and it's just gonna fall out the sky and I don't have to do anything and I can just think and I can just... Yes, it takes getting your mindset right, shifting your identity, shifting your mindset, shifting your thoughts, shifting your emotions, thinking as if, but then it also requires you to act as if as well. Taking inspired action. That's why you got a lot of people that's woke and broke, because they don't want to put in the work that's required for real. And they want to convince themselves that, oh, money ain't important and I can live in the woods and I can... Can we stop bullshitting for real? You know you want money, but you don't want to put in the effort that's required, so you want to convince yourself that crumbs is enough when you a whole God out here and you deserve the whole motherfucking bakery. But you convincing yourself crumbs is enough. I can live in the woods and I can live off the land and I don't need money and that's lack. We was like, if you understand faith and finance go hand in hand, abundance is our birthright, then you'll know that God don't want you living like that. I definitely recommend reading the book, The Dynamic Laws of Prosperity, so you can see that God and abundance go hand in hand. Faith and abundance go hand in hand. Faith and finances go hand in hand. It's nothing noble or spiritual about being poor. I don't know why everybody's on that bandwagon thinking spirituality means being broke and poor. Abundance is your birthright. Stop convincing yourself that you okay with crumbs just because you're not willing to put in the real effort that it takes to embody your God power, to attract the abundance that you deserve, that you know you desire. All right. Okay, so then he goes to summarize each chapter and what to expect in this book. So chapter 1, there's a future you and a you who already exists in the external present now, who is actually calling himself or herself the more familiar you. So he's pretty much saying that the future you exists right now in the present moment, but you so attached to who you think you are and your trauma, your past, your failures, your accomplishments. You're so identified with this avatar, and that's what's keeping you stuck. And it's your ability to move beyond yourself, to be in the external present. Releasing your name, your body, your mind, your pain, your traumas, your failures, your accomplishments. That's not who you are. You are pure consciousness and pure awareness. And the minute that you can let go of that and be here and be now, that's where the magic happens. So chapter 2, he discussed the only way you can create a new life and heal your body or change your predictable future is to get beyond yourself. This elegant moment arrives when a person finally surrenders the memory of themselves for something greater. Okay, and he recommends reading the book Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. Chapter 3, he explains how there's an invisible field of energy and information that exists beyond this three-dimensional realm of space and time, and that we have access to it. Once you are in the present moment and you entered this realm which exists beyond your senses, you are now ready to create your intended reality. When you can take all your attention off of your body, the people in your life, the objects you own, the places you go, and even time itself, you will literally forget about your identity, and that has been formed by living as a body in this space and time. The more you can be present and let go of who you think you are, get beyond yourself, that's how you become supernatural and shift your reality. You can't enter this immaterial place with your problems, your name, your schedule, your routine, your pain, or your emotions. You can't enter as somebody. You must enter as nobody. That's why I believe people hate the question. So tell me about yourself. Who are you? People hate that question because they don't know who they are. And a lot of the times people say their job and their accomplishments and what they do. For example, I'm a mother. I'm a teacher. I'm a police officer. I'm a doctor. People tell what they've done in life, their accomplishments. I'm a widow. And it's until you're willing to let that go. You have to be willing to let that go to get beyond yourself and become supernatural, baby, to shift this reality. All right. He says, when a vibrational match occurs between your energy and the energy of a potential that you select in the unified field, you will draw that experience to you. So it's about, like I said, your vibration, your frequency, tuning into that radio station that you desire, tuning into the reality that you desire. It starts by shifting your internal state. You can't wait till your circumstances change. You change your circumstances by changing your internal state and being convinced by your internal state, regardless of what you're seeing in your reality. It's mastering your emotions to the point where you're not triggered by what you see, because you know this is the illusion. All right. Okay. Chapter 4. I forgot what chapter I stopped on. That was chapter 3. Chapter 4, he talk about the energy centers, which are just your 7 chakras. He teaches you how to balance your chakras and a meditation to help you balance those energy centers. He teaches a meditation. Chapter 5, he explains that most people's energy is stored in the body because they have conditioned their body to become the mind from years of thinking, acting, and feeling the same way. So in this process related to living in survival mode that causes most of the creative energy to be rooted in the body. When you're living in survival mode, most of your creative energy is rooted in the body. So living in survival mode has your brain in the beta waves where you're focused on the external world. You're focused on matter. So it's getting out of survival mode, slowing down those brain waves to the alpha state where you're more focused on the internal world. Therefore, we must have a way to pull that energy out of the body and deliver it back to the brain, where it would be available for a higher purpose than mere survival. He says, since emotions are the chemical end product of experience in our environment, when you embrace elevated emotions in your meditations, you will not only raise your body's energy, but you will also start to signal new genes in new ways ahead of your environment. This book is so powerful and so life-changing. And I'm going to be breaking down each chapter. We starting with the introduction. He says, so chapter 6, he give you a few examples about people that's applying the knowledge that he's teaching. He giving you examples because the more you read about what's possible, the more you start to believe that it's true for you. So it's literally learning more and studying more to shift your beliefs so you can believe it's true, so you can believe it's possible. It's about believing in the infinite possibilities. There are no limits. Anything is possible if you can imagine it and believe it to be true. So he says, when you choose to prove to yourself how powerful you really are, you have no idea who you will be helping in the future. Chapter 7, he explains the power of your coherent heart. So he explains how the magnetic field around your heart is like 60 to 100 times more powerful than the magnetic field around your brain. And that's why feelings is the key. Emotions is energy in motion. So it's not just thoughts alone. It's thoughts with the emotion, baby. Emotions is the power. He explains how the brain thinks, but the heart knows. When you can maintain an internal state independent of conditions in the external environment, you are mastering your environment, and that's how you master your reality. When you're no longer affected by what's happening in your external world, because you know that your imagination is what's key. Your emotions is what's key. Your thoughts, your identity, your frequency, what are you convinced by? Your attention, baby. What are you paying attention to? That's what it's about. When you can focus on the internal state more than the external state. So I'm not going to summarize each one. I'm going to just summarize what I have underlined. So then we jump to chapter 11 where he explains how it's going to challenge your very understanding of the nature of reality. And it opens your mind to what's possible in the interdimensional worlds beyond the senses. He's teaching you how to get beyond yourself. And so chapter 12, he talks about the power of your pineal gland. And how your pineal gland is an antenna that can transduce frequency and information and turn them into vivid imagery. So it says when you activate your pineal gland, you are going to have a full-on sensory experience without your senses. So it's when you're in your imagination and it feels so real without your senses. It's getting beyond yourself. Then it concludes with chapter 13. It's Project Coherence. And it's pretty much explaining more studies and participants. And he says thousands and thousands of people from all over the world have joined in to participate in changing and healing this planet. So because he talked about how your energy and frequency affect those around you. And so the highest frequency is, I think, if not love, it's enlightenment. But one person vibrating at the frequency of love has the ability to change, I forgot the amount of people around them, whether it's 500 or 5,000. When you're vibrating at the frequency of love, you have a greater impact on the people around you. So, and in chapter 14, he says we share. So chapter 14, he's just telling you about other people, more examples, more case studies as to how the people are applying the information in this book to change their lives. So, again, you are the universe. Because I was going to say you create your reality, but I have to stop saying that now that I've learned more. Because I used to say that all the time. Thoughts create your reality. You create your reality. But that's not the truth. That's not the case. You're not creating anything. Everything already exists. What you desire, your desired self, your desired life, it already exists. You just ain't on the right frequency, the right radio station. So once you can align to the right station and the frequency, baby, you will be experiencing what you desire to experience. You just have to shift your internal state. Shift the way you think, the way you act, the way you feel. Okay? So with that being said, I want you to live your life loving yourself first. Hold on. Because I want to explain. I'm going to be breaking down each chapter in the videos, and I also offer one-on-one sessions to help you align with the life that you desire to live. Okay? So you can find all of that information in the description. So, with that being said, I'm going to want you to live your life loving yourself first, and I'll see y'all in the next video.